Hello everyone. Good evening to all of you. Also, I'm Rashid, and today we are having a workshop to discuss about the very foundation of UPSC preparation, what exactly to be done, how it has to be done, so that you can be ready for this examination, which is one of the most prestigious examination in our country. So, coming to UPSC foundation, we all know that UPSC demands a very conceptual background from all the students, and such conceptual clarity is a must to qualify this examination in prelims also, in mains also, and even in interview stage as well. Clear? So what are the major things to be done? What are the major things to be avoided while building the foundation with conceptual clarity for this examination? Clear? In this aspect, you must be knowing, and you must have been discussing with many candidates who have qualified, many candidates who are preparing still. Clear? And still that all of them will say you that to start with this preparation, you need to master all the basic NCERTs. Clear? So obviously NCERTs are considered to be the foundation of UPSC examination, because these textbooks written with thought process, after thought process, contains conceptual clarity, basic fundamentals, at the same time basic illustrations to explain things. Clear? Primarily NCERTs are written for the school students. Clear? But why do we need to go with NCERTs even for UPSC preparation? The reason is, looking into the major topics and themes of UPSC syllabus, they cover themes like history, geography, polity, economy, science tech, environment, internal security, and so on. Clear? All these areas to be prepared thoroughly by UPSC aspirants, they need to have a clear background and conceptual foundation, which can be provided only by the books written by the experts, group of experts known as NCERTs in our country. Clear? These NCERTs starting from 6th standard only becomes very relevant for UPSC examination, and you have to cover all the NCERTs from 6th to 12th class. Clear? If you cover these NCERTs from 6th to 12th class, you get a feel of conceptual foundation in every module like history, geography, polity, economy, and so on, so that you are there to build upon further with these conceptual clarity, so that you can be well prepared to take this prelims and mains examination. So first of all, conceptual clarity can be made only through NCERTs, which are the basic textbook to start with your preparation for prestigious examination. Now, coming to NCERTs, there are some queries also by the candidates that whether to read new NCERTs, whether to read the older ones. Clear? Which NCERTs are more important for UPSC examination? Let us first of all clarify this. Then we'll discuss about NCERTs. Clear? First of all, I'll let you know both NCERTs, that is the new version and the old version, both are equally good. Both are equally relevant for our examination. Clear? In fact, I would suggest you that it is better to read both the versions, the old one as well as the new ones, because what is the difference? I'll let you know first of all. Clear? The difference between old NCERTs and new NCERTs is old NCERTs are more enriched with respect to content. Clear? So huge content has been punched into old NCERTs. Clear? And new NCERTs has been made more student friendly, whereby text is less, illustrations are more, to make the students understand the concepts through real life examples. Clear? So old NCERTs are rich with respect to content. New NCERTs are equally important with respect to illustrations and explanation. Since both of them are important for UPSC examination, I would recommend that you should go with old NCERTs also. You should go with new NCERTs as well. For example, I'll let you know. Clear? If you look into history NCERT, NCERTs, clear, from 6 to 10 standard or maybe 11, 12 standard. These old NCERTs has been written by writers like Romila Thapar, Ram Sharan Sharma, and so on. They have written things with conceptual clarity. They have punched many informations also in these NCERTs. So these textbooks are complete in themselves. Clear? But what is the difference with new NCERTs? They will give you proper timeline in the new NCERTs. They will explain like Vedic literature in terms of diagrams and figures so that you can visualize what and how the Vedic literature could have been compiled by the Brahmins and the priestly class in ancient times. Then as far as if they discuss about temples, they will give you more and more figures of temples like the Shaftar temple and other temples so that you can have a feel of it. Clear? So these NCERT or these temples look like this. Clear? Even if you have not visited the site. So obviously the difference is that new NCERTs are more illustrative in nature and old NCERTs are more rich in terms of content. Both are important, both needs to be covered thoroughly. Clear? At the same time, while reading NCERTs, what are the major issues that are faced by the candidates? Clear? The first major issue is NCERTs become sometimes very monotonous in nature. Clear? Long paragraphs are there and they contain informations in between. You have to read between the lines also. Clear? In fact, I mean to say you need to dig the NCERTs also to get the real feel, real theme, what exactly the writer wants to say. So old NCERTs especially are very condensed in nature. Information are punched in a very literary sense, in a very high pedagogical sense, and obviously candidate needs to dig into those NCERTs. That consumes time, that consumes energy, and at times it becomes monotonous as well. Clear? New NCERTs will really give you a sense that it is very easy to understand, very easy to comprehend. There are less text, more and more examples, more and more diagrams. Clear? So obviously reading NCERTs can be more exciting, can be at the same time monotonous also. Clear? More importantly, I'll let you know, if you cover NCERTs from 6th to 12th class, you will realize that it is a time consuming process. Clear? NCERTs alone will consume almost 6 to 7 months. Clear? If you do justice with all the NCERTs. Clear? So all these NCERTs to be covered one by one, and that will consume 6-7 months. Obviously, it takes a heavy toll of your energy and time, no doubt about it, but that is an evil necessity, mandatory thing. You have to go through NCERTs. There's no doubt about it. Clear? More importantly, after NCERT, when you start reading NCERTs, clear, at the end of every chapter, they have some terms and explanation also. Maybe some terms are also asked in the examination as well. Clear? In fact, they have asked the terms earlier also in examination, like, for instance, what do we mean by the Sita land? In ancient India, Sita land was crown's land. Clear? In ancient India, what was the land that was known for as a crown's land in medieval times? Clear? Obviously, the crown's land was there known as Khalisa land. Clear? So terms are asked always from NCERTs. These terms are covered in NCERTs. So obviously when you go through the chapter and then you go through the terms at the end, you will get to know about the meaning of the terms also, which is very important. Some practice questions are also given. You can start writing practice with those questions also, because obviously when you start writing practice with those basic questions, you will get a feel of writing practice, which is very important for mains examination. So obviously NCERTs themselves are complete in itself. If you cover them thoroughly with proper practice, obviously you will get to have conceptual background about everything. Clear? So NCERT 6 to 12 class, it's mandatory you have to do, preferably the old and the new ones both. Clear? At the same time, clear, coming to geography, NCERTs are complete in itself, I'm telling you. Clear? With one good atlas with you and all the NCERTs of geography from 6 to 12. Clear? It will complete geography for general studies, take my words. Clear? Even in optional also, these text works a lot. Clear? So obviously with one good atlas like Oxford or any other publication and all the NCERTs from 6 to 12, it will complete the entire thing in geography. Clear? At the same time, coming to polity, NCERTs are well written. If you go through 11th class NCERT titled as Indian Constitution at Work, clear, this NCERT is really well written. Clear? It's a new NCERT. It covers every aspect of constitution quite elaborately, no doubt about it, cannot be ignored at any cost. Clear? In fact, in 12th class NCERT, you have political system since independence. We'll will come to know about post-independent development also from this NCERT. So polity also can be covered to a large extent with NCERTs. Then you can go with works like Lakshmikant or Subhas Kashyap or Didi Basu. Clear? At the same time, clear, while you are covering NCERTs, go through some Bare Act also, because you will get to know and you will memorize articles of constitution also. Clear? Because these articles will enable you to understand polity in a much better way. So obviously you need to go through the NCERT also, like center state relations, to article 262, interstate water terminal. Clear? All these things will come to know and you will be able to be prepared with polity very well. Then emergency provisions like article 352, article 356, article 360 also. So obviously these articles with a Bare Act, obviously you get to know articles which are mentioned in the NCERTs. So like in geography, you have to cover geography along with an atlas. Polity you need to cover along with the Bare Act also. That will give you the basic foundation of polity very well. After covering this polity section, clear, now you can look into science and technology. 6th to 10th class of science and tech NCERT, the newer ones, are perfectly written. It covers most of the thing very well. In fact, it covers all the present technological developments also, which are being asked in prelims and mains examination. Now coming to science and technology, there's a word of caution here. 11, 12, clear, that contains core science. Clear? You don't have to go for GS. Clear? Only some selected chapters of biology NCERTs of 11, 12 needs to be done. Physics, chemistry of 11, 12 need not be done, because that goes into core science. It's meant for engineering and medical students. Clear? In general studies, they don't go into such depth to ask physics and chemistry. So till 10th standard, you have to go through all the science and tech NCERTs. In 11, 12, only some selected chapters of biology, especially related to environment and ecology. Clear? So physics, chemistry of 11th class and 12th class need not be done. Make this thing very clear. That will consume whole time, and that is not worth as far as UPSC is concerned. Clear? So science and technology. Then at the same time, there are some NCERTs which are very important for general perspective, for general preparation, like Indian society of 11th and 12th class. Obviously it will cover Indian society section, and it is very important because Indian society is a separate topic mentioned in UPSC examination. So obviously you have to go through that NCERT as well, because this NCERT covers everything related to Indian society with proper examples also, if with proper comparative analysis also. This will enable you to grasp things much properly. Clear? So all these NCERTs really give you a feel of it. Clear? Economy NCERTs, again there's a word of caution. Go through economy NCERTs from 6 to 12 because it's a conceptual topic. Clear? And you need to understand concepts like GDP, GNP, other concepts like national income, foreign exchange. These are basic things. Clear? NCERTs will cover. But there's a word of caution related to economy. Clear? You need not focus much on the datas and the numbers of NCERTs. Clear? Because obviously NCERTs are written much earlier, and economy being a very dynamic subject, datas and figures keeps on changing almost every day. Clear? So obviously those datas may have become obsolete, but conceptual clarity will remain very relevant and valid. Clear? So obviously don't refer to datas and figures mentioned in NCERTs. You can update those datas and figures from current issues, like you can cover it with economic survey or with other government sources as well. Clear? But obviously, for economy section, conceptual foundation can be built with NCERTs. Datas and figures can be ignored because those data becomes obsolete after certain point of time. Clear? So this is related to economy, this related to science and technology. So I'm telling you where are the words of caution to be followed also while covering NCERTs, which are basic things. Clear? Now, apart from these NCERTs, which are the basic things to be covered, how NCERTs needs to be covered, we also need to understand this. Clear? See, first important thing is, first reading should be done by highlighting the major points. Have a pen or pencil, mark the major points in NCERTs that contains important information, that contains important concept also. Keep on marking with pen or pencil. Clear? In the first reading. In the second reading, I would advise you. Clear? In one reading, you won't be able to grasp everything from NCERTs. Even NCERTs needs to be written at least 4 or 5 times to grasp the real thing. Clear? So obviously, when you go for second reading, try to make short notes out of those NCERTs. Clear? Notes making is a very important aspect of this preparation, because in course of time you may not be revising the whole NCERT, you will be revising only your own handwritten notes. Clear? So always have a sense of making notes. Notes can be prepared in hard copy also, notes can be prepared in soft copy also. Most of the students this time, they're going for digital medium, they make notes on their tab also. You can adopt that medium also, or you can adopt the classical method of pen and paper also. So have this habit of making short notes. Clear? For instance, if you are reading NCERT for history, clear, and you are reading modern India, that is 12th class NCERT of Bipin Chandra, and you have mentioned about later Mughals. Clear? Now you can maintain your own chronology of later Mughals, starting with Shah Bahadur Shah first, ending with Bahadur Shah Zafar. Clear? Now when you make notes out of your hand, you have this sequential arrangement in your mind that these rulers followed each other, and with this chronological sequence you will be able to grasp things more properly. Clear? So start the practice of making short notes of your own based on NCERTs. Clear? Now there's one another process how to make notes. Clear? Always try to make notes on loose sheets. Clear? Why loose sheets? You can add further things in course of time when you read certain other textbooks on history, or you can add some current developments also later on. Clear? So always have this flexibility and scope that you can add something in course of time, because the notes that you are preparing for NCERTs may not be sufficient enough for the examination. You need to update that after certain amount of information. After reading NCERTs, you may read a book of Bipin Chandra like India's Struggle for Freedom or Shekhar Bandyopadhyay's work. You may get some additional information. You need to add up those informations, but for that you need to have leave a scope for that. Clear? So always try to make notes with loose sheets so that additions can be made later on, so that in course of time thereafter the notes become complete and comprehensive in nature. Clear? So always develop the habit of making short notes from NCERTs on loose notes. Short notes doesn't mean long sentences. Notes are for you. Clear? It is for you to revise. So always try to make notes on in a very shorthand form so that it can be revised frequently in a shorter period of time. Clear? So start making notes from every NCERT. That is very much important. Clear? Once you have prepared the notes, you can revise the notes on a regular basis so that you are there to consolidate things properly. So consolidation comes only with continuous revision, multiple revision, and multiple revision cannot be done by NCERTs alone directly, but through your own notes as well. This practice needs to be done from the very beginning, because ultimately you have to develop this writing skill, because this is the only thing that will sail you through this examination, because 1750 marks in mains examination are allotted only for writing. Clear? So develop that skill, develop that method of writing from the very beginning. That is very important for this examination. Clear? This is another important thing to be done. At the same time, clear, while reading NCERTs, also you need to do one another practice side by side. Go on looking into previous year papers also. Clear? Because you may not be able to solve all the questions with NCERTs alone, but you will get to know that these are the topics that you have read in NCERTs, and from these topics certain questions are asked. Clear? Maybe for the reading you will be able to solve those questions also, but that will give you a sense of rather being on right track, that you are on right track, you have chosen right NCERTs, and from these major topics questions are framed like this. And at the same time, if you go for further reading of other textbooks, you would be able to correct those answers as well. So connecting links will develop while you prepare with NCERTs, and these connecting links will give you thrust and triggering effect, so that you need to go further for higher preparation as well. So conceptual foundation and at the same time strong foundation is required, which can be built only through basic NCERTs from 6th to 12th class. Clear? These NCERTs are very important. In fact, I'll let you know, without these NCERTs, no material from any institute, no material from any other source will work until this you have got conceptual clarity based on these basic textbooks. Clear? This needs to be done thoroughly. It's very important. Clear? At the same time, let you know, clear, realizing the importance of these NCERTs only. Clear? We here at KSG has devised a course specific for NCERTs only, which is known as Neeve. Clear? This course Neve is basically, we realize that reading NCERTs, reading long paragraphs becomes monotonous in nature. It may not serve the purpose. It may be very time consuming in nature. So to make your work much more easier in nature, clear, we have devised a course known as title as Neve that covers all the NCERTs, and these are done through live classes. Clear? So every day, 5 days in a week, we have live classes based on NCERTs by experts. Clear? They have mastered NCERTs very well. They have mastered the concepts mentioned in the NCERTs very well, and therefore, without wasting any time, in that class of duration almost 2 hours, you will be given much more information in a more connected way, so that you feel engaged and interested, and with that engrossing attitude, you will be able to prepare NCERTs without struggling with those NCERTs. Clear? So at alone, at home, you may start struggling with NCERTs, that may lose the charm of reading NCERT. So to make it student friendly, to save your time and energy, we have devised this course so that all NCERTs, that is history, geography, economy, society, science and tech, can be covered by the experts in the class itself. They can dictate you notes also, so that the way we are talking that we needed to make notes of your own, you will be allowed to make prepare notes in the class itself, so that once the class is over, you just need to revise them for 15-20 minutes and NCERTs are done. Clear? So obviously this course has been designed realizing the importance of NCERTs for this examination, and in this course all the major NCERTs are covered by experts with clear-cut approach that what exactly is required in this examination, so those informations can be given to the students in organized and tabulated way, so that the effort to prepare notes also is avoided, and you are able to prepare NCERTs at ease, so that your foundation is done. And once this foundation is done, then you can go for another stage or the second stage of higher preparation for this examination. Clear? So without this base, even if you go for foundation courses in any other institutes, obviously without that base you won't be able to get that confidence and thrust to appear for examination. It comes with conceptual foundation, and that can be built with this NCERT courses. Clear? And these courses are basically designed in order to give you the feel, so that we are giving you test also based on NCERTs. While attempting to test papers based on NCERTs, you will be able to solve the questions very easily, and you will feel that you are getting NCERTs and concepts easily. And at the same time, with such approach, with such practice, your NCERTs will be covered, and then you will be prepared to go for another frontier, that is the higher level preparation, with huge confidence, because you know conceptual clarity has been done thoroughly by this course. Clear? This course is commencing in KSG from 1st of July, and it will cover all the NCERTs, all the tests based on NCERTs, and all the materials related to NCERTs will be given to you, so that in a brief time you can go through, and at the same time can get NCERTs prepared without much effort and time. Clear? So the things that you can do alone in 6-7 months, you can just reduce that in 3 months. Clear? And within 3 months you will be able to cover all the NCERTs, and then you are prepared to go for final competition with serious candidates when you go for the second stage of your preparation. This is the approach to we are following, and we are starting this course from 1st of July. That will make things very easier for you, student friendly for you, and you will be able to build your foundation for GS in a very smooth process, without much energy and without much time. This was something that I wanted to share with all of you related to NCERTs and the Neve course at KSG. Clear? No, I'm open. We are having a live session. I just want all of you, if you have any query in your mind, just feel free to ask the queries. I'm here to answer all of them. We have many candidates joining here: ISS Print, Harsh Jaiswal, Preeti Sharma, Sahil, and so on. Any one of you who want to have you have some query related to our discussion, just feel free to ask. I'm here to answer those queries as well, so that all the doubts, if you have any, can be clarified here itself. एनी क्वेरी, कोई सवाल आपके मन में है जो एनसीईआरटी से रिलेटेड आप पूछना चाहते हैं, क्लियर। और एनसीईआरटी से पूछने के बाद आप पूछना चाहते हैं ताकि आप एनसीईआरटी को आसानी से कवर कर सके, आपके नोट्स को क्लास में ही तैयार कराया जा सके ताकि आप उसकी रिवीजन को आसानी से कर पाएं और आपके एनसीईआरटी की प्रिपरेशन कंप्लीट हो सके। इसके आधार पे आपसे टेस्ट भी कराए जाते हैं। उस टेस्ट के माध्यम से आप अपने आप को जज भी कर सकते हैं कि आपने एनसीईआरटीज को कितना समझा है, ताकि आप उस टेस्ट के माध्यम से समझ पाएंगे कि एनसीईआरटीज कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है और आपकी प्रिपरेशन का स्तर क्या है, ताकि आप नेक्स्ट लेवल के लिए तैयार हो सके अपने प्रिपरेशन से रिलेटेड। इज इट फ्री और पेड? I'll give you a number for this. In fact, there will be a number written on this. Just contact on this number. You will get to know whether it is free or it is paid. Clear? Assessment. Clear? Says, sir, I want to ask the basic things of NCERT. Yeah, tell me basic things of NCERT. What exactly do you want to know about basic things? NCERT is anyway covered the basic things only, basic concepts only. What exactly do you want to know about the basic concepts related to NCERTs? What basic concepts that you really want to know about NCERTs? Just let me know about the basic concepts. What exactly is the query that you want to know? Satya Dikshit, PWNU. Okay. Anyone else? Anything? Basic things. I'll let you know. Basic things about NCERTs are the concepts related to NCERTs, the examples related to NCERTs, or the writers related to NCERTs. You have to cover 6th to 12th class of NCERT. How to read in sustainable approach and how to related question evaluate, sir. See, sustainable approach means you have to read it in a consistent manner for 6-7 months, as I told you. Clear? So NCERTs will obviously consume almost 6 to 7 months, and you need to be consistent in approach. Clear? And that is why I told you that sometimes it becomes monotonous in nature. You have to rather overcome that and read NCERTs in a very consistent approach. That is why read or correlate with examples mentioned in new NCERTs. Try to make notes out of it. That will enable you to be engrossed, and therefore you will be able to follow consistent or sustainable approach, as you say. How to relate questions evaluate. Clear? See, questions, that's why I told you at the end of every chapter you will have objective questions also. You will have subjective questions in NCERT. Try to solve those questions. That will boost your confidence and that will enable you to feel that you have understood the chapter properly and comprehensively. So try to solve those questions. But when you join here, you will be given more number of questions to practice, so that by practicing multiple number of questions, you will come to realize that, oh, this is the area in which I lacked, this is the strong area of mine, and therefore जब आप ऐसे करेंगे तो आपको एक रियल कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा कि आपकी एनसीईआरटी की प्रिपरेशन सही चल रही है। और मैं आपको लास्ट में बता दूं, एनसीईआरटी जब आप थॉरोली कर लेते हैं तो इससे एनसीईआरटी से आपकी यूपीएससी प्रिपरेशन में तो एक आधार बनता ही बनता है, आपके और सब एग्जामिनेशन के लिए भी काफी इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है। ठीक है, जब आप ग्रेजुएशन के बाद दूसरे एग्जामिनेशन के लिए अपेयर करते हैं, जैसे सीए, पीएफए और कोई भी एग्जामिनेशन है, एनसीईआरटी या समान अध्ययन से जनरल स्टडीज क्वेश्चन हर एग्जाम में पूछे जाते हैं, वो आप एनसीईआरटी जब कर लेंगे तो उन एग्जामिनेशन में भी आपको दूसरे कैंडिडेट से काफी एज मिलेगा, काफी बढ़त मिलेगी आपको। इसलिए आप उन एग्जामिनेशंस को भी इजीली क्वालिफाई कर सकते हैं अगर आपने एनसीईआरटीज को पढ़ा है, चाहे स्टेट सर्विसेज ही क्यों ना हो, अब यूपीएससी के अलावा। इसलिए एनसीईआरटीज किसी भी कीमत पे आपको करनी ही करनी है। और अगर आप एनसीईआरटीज को थॉरोली करते हैं तो आपको ना केवल यूपीएससी में, बाकी अन्य प्रतियोगिता परीक्षाओं में भी आपको बहुत सहयोग मिलता है और इस सहयोग से आप किसी भी एग्जाम को क्वालिफाई कर सकते हैं। Clear? Which NCERT book is best? Older. See, we had a elaborate discussion कि आपको old NCERT पढ़नी है या new NCERT पढ़नी है. As I told you, old NCERT has more rich content. New NCERTs has more illustrations and explanation. दोनों बहुत अच्छी हैं और मैं ये सजेस्ट करता हूं कि आपको दोनों पढ़नी चाहिए। क्लियर? केवल ओल्ड एनसीईआरटी नहीं पढ़नी चाहिए या केवल न्यू एनसीईआरटी नहीं पढ़नी चाहिए, आपको दोनों पढ़नी चाहिए। बल्कि कुछ सब्जेक्ट में, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में न्यू एनसीईआरटीज बहुत अच्छी लिखी हुई है, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली है, वहां पे ओल्ड एनसीईआरटी की आवश्यकता नहीं है। ओल्ड और न्यू का कंफ्यूजन कहां पे, मैं बता दूं, दो ही सब्जेक्ट में है ज्यादा, अधिकांश हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी में। इसलिए हिस्ट्री ज्योग्राफी में मैं ये रिकमेंड करता हूं कि आप ओल्ड और न्यू दोनों एनसीईआरटीज पढ़ें। बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्शन है जीएस का ये, और जब दोनों करते हैं तो आपको इलस्ट्रेशन भी समझ में आता है, कंसेप्ट भी समझ में आता है और आपका कंटेंट भी अच्छा होता है। लेकिन साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी है, पॉलिटी है, इकोनॉमी है, इसमें आप न्यू एनसीईआरटीज कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि न्यू एनसीईआरटीज में सारे कंसेप्ट को, इलस्ट्रेशन को बहुत अच्छे से समझाया है, एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हैं। मैं फिर से कहूंगा, इकोनॉमिक एनसीईआरटी में डेटास पर बहुत फोकस ना करें, डेटास चूंकि चेंज होते रहते हैं, बट कंसेप्चुअली आप उस चीज को एनसीईआरटी से ले सकते हैं। Clear? I mean old version of NCERT or new version of NCERT. As I told you, clear? Both of it, clear? But history, geography, both in new and old. But other sections के लिए आप new NCERTs को refer कर सकते हैं. It's clear? Any other question that comes to your mind? Any other query that comes to your mind? कुछ भी ऐसा सवाल आपके मन में आता है NCERT से related? Okay, so I'll wind up this session, and I hope all the best to all of you. But be join this course, because obviously it will save much of your time. It will enable you to build a strong foundation of UPSC preparation here itself in just 3 months, so that thereafter you can start intensive preparation for UPSC examination. All the best. Thank you.